out of 15. We are getting there. I can get this off my screen. Yes. You can see where my processor is running at 100%. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, it's not anymore. Okay, cool. Got the processor down to 65. We're looking good. We are looking great. Hey, Nick Brown. I know I said 420, but I decided to come in early. Joe, what's up, buddy? I decided to come in early. Bitcoin dropped and I bought. You know, I was like, this is what I was waiting for, and it happened. Now, we're still not down under 800, 18,330, which is the next Bollinger Band. We're still above it, but I've got what I wanted, man. I'm in. I got it. 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 I got 5 of these fuckers now. So, yay. Okay, so congratulations, Nay. Everybody's awesome. Everybody thinks you're awesome now. Okay, let's move on. There's a humming noise. How bad is it? It really dropped. Yeah, it dropped. How bad is it? Is it bad? Is the humming noise bad? Is it the fan? I got a fan on. I need the fan. I gotta have the fan. Right now. We can take care of this later, but I need the fan. I'm totally closed in, man. There's no ventilation coming in except for the fan that's in here. I mean, I am so enclosed in here, man. You guys, you should see me, man. I am freaking, woo, I'm closed up here. I am enclosed in an enclosure. I need to run the other cam outside as far away as I can and like have it up where you could see me, but so you could see me inside my booth. Humming noise, not too bad. Use the fan. Okay, just got through watching the biker Biden video. Yeah, well, guess what? You guys are gonna get to see it here. Over and over. This one's not running for some reason. Let me see if I can get this one running. I don't know why. You guys are gonna get to watch these videos with me over and over and over again. And if you tell me one of these videos stops playing, I'll start it up again for you. But, you know, basically, this guy, yeah, that's the leader of the free world. This is the person that we thought, hey, man, this guy looks like he'd be a strong leader. You know, physically capable to do the job. Yeah, really a formidable opponent. You know, a daunting figure of power and assurance to lead all of America and the rest of the free world because he's such a strong, powerful, determined leader. He can't even sit on a fucking bicycle or climb one set of stairs without looking like this. I need my pills. I know, 81 million. I know, Alex, right? I wasn't one of them. But 80 million. You know, there's 300 million Americans. Only 81 million voted for this jack-off. Remember that. BJ Gregory Butts. That's downright mean. I don't fucking care, dude. Get over it. It's politics. If you don't like it, leave, man. I'm sick of being judged by you, bro. I don't care. Hey, man, if you didn't want him to be made fun of for being an old fucking rickety old man, you shouldn't have supported him as president of the United States. All right? Get the fuck over it. You got a fucking bum-ass leader. You know? And I'm sure you stand behind him because you hated fucking Donald Trump so much. But let me tell you something. This is the guy that wrote the fucking crime bill. Do you even know what the crime bill is, BJ? You know, that law that has unequally locked up millions of black men while letting white guys go free for the exact same crimes. This is the guy. Hey, man, I want to watch this motherfucker fall all over the goddamn place all day long. It's all I want to see. I want to see him fall over and over and over again. And if you don't like it, if you think this is mean, well, you know what? I think drone bombing people is mean. The wrong people in Afghanistan, I think that's mean. You know, I think that's mean. I think all the shit that he's done, the crime bill and everything else that he's, you know, women's rights, he hasn't done anything for. Whatever, you can't say anything that you don't agree with. Oh, okay. I guess you and I can never have a conversation, BJ. Okay. Whatever. I need to put my shirt on because of BJ I feel dirty. I don't feel sexy anymore. The fact that he's the highest voted president in U.S. history is a testament to how stupid America is. Well, we got one of them here right now, Alex. You can ask BJ yourself why he decided to vote for this fucking clown show of a president. If he's not capable of walking, talking, or anything, maybe he shouldn't be president, correct? Yeah, he's not a good talker either. He's not that great at talking either. And when he opens his mouth, he's always saying shit that nobody wants to hear. Like, you know, the economy is booming, and you're just going to have to suck it up for gas prices, because it's Putin's price hike. It's Putin's. Oh, and we've got some great sanctions. Yeah, great sanctions, Biden administration. Then belittle you? How have I belittled you, BJ? How have I ever belittled you? Hi, Robert. How are you? BJ, tell me how I've ever belittled you. What? Because you voted for Joe Biden? Am I clowning on you for voting on Joe Biden? When I have supported you for years? Bro, you haven't been coming to the show. You can't just pop in once a month, BJ, and act like you're a staunch supporter of my show. You're not, bro. Eddie Haynes is here. He's got a fucking trendy ass Dabbers tattoo. You know? Robert Mulligan is here. He's the guy that got me smoking cannabis again. Who the fuck are you? Oh, that's right. You're nobody. Fuck off. You know, when you come in here and you establish yourself again as somebody who, you know, who hangs and supports, right, Rob, right? You know, you'll get a little bit more clout with me, a little bit more credit. You didn't vote? Well, then why are you defending this ass clown? Well, I mean, look at him. Hey, nay, the video stopped. I gotcha. I'm on it. I'm on it. I got you guys. Don't worry. I know you want to see it. I know you want to see it. That's cool. I got it. I got it. Just chill. If you don't like... Wait. I want to give Nay a Bitcoin for that rant. You want my crypto address, bro? I'll give you my wallet address. If he's not capable of walking, talking, or anything, maybe he shouldn't be... Okay, we got to that. Then belittle me. No, I'm not here to belittle you. You do a good enough job of that of your own by supporting this ass clown. You know, I don't have to belittle you. You're just opening up your mouth and defending this idiot. It's all you got to do. When I have supported you for years, yeah, I know what he's going to say better than Trump. Is he? Would you rather have $5 gas prices and no women's rights, or $7 gas prices and no women's rights? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Well, at least he kisses and smells and touches children inappropriate. Lol. Right, Robert? I didn't vote, says BJ. Good, man. I'm proud of you for not voting. You shouldn't. Nobody should vote for these morons. It's all a joke. They're all clowns. It's a fucking clown show. It's almost like they put these people up just to make fun of us. Just to fucking as a jab at us. Like, hey man, look, this is who you voted for. You know, okay, we get it. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, fuck you too. Fuck you too. If you don't like negative comments about your leader, then don't comment. It's simple. Replying to Rob Mulligan, yo, what's up? Nick Brown to Rob Mulligan, JoeH, I'm with Nay on this rant. He fell on a bike. What the fuck? I know, dude. He fell on a bike. What the fuck? I know. Why would you fall on a bicycle? Why wouldn't you just fucking stand there and hold the bicycle underneath? Oh, right. Because you never ride a bicycle. You just pretend like you do. You don't ride bikes. But you're out there politicking, trying to look like a normal guy, like a regular guy. Your life is a fucking lie, dude. Your whole life is a lie. You can't even hold a bicycle steady. You fucking ass clown joke of a motherfucker. Thank you, Eddie. How loud is the clock, guys? Is it pretty quiet? Let me know how the ice cream truck sounds. Oh, what, you thought I lost this? Oh, you thought I lost the creek bong? All clear like ice crystals. Baby. What's up, Nay? How's mom? Trina, she's doing good. Thank you for asking. You have to have 1,000 of views. What happened to them? You used to have 1,000 of views. What happened to them? Oh, yeah. No, BJ's attacking me. All right, dude. Yeah, I see how you are. How the heck do you trip 3 times up the stairs? Well, I don't know. Ask BJ. He supports him. I just have it here for the laugh factor, bro. To make my point. I just have this here to make my point. Probably shouldn't be on a bicycle, right? Yeah, but he's too stupid to fucking think that one up for himself. You know, my mom doesn't hop on a bicycle. She's smart enough to know better. His legs aren't strong enough to hold himself up. The Russians took his training wheels. Love your views. Shirley and Christopher, thank you. Be yourself, not Jimmy Dore. Yeah, BJ Butts, I don't even understand what you're trying to say. You're just trying to attack me for who my friends are or who I appreciate. Why are you mentioning Jimmy Dore? Hey, BJ, why don't you quit trying to fight with me and just shut the fuck up? How about that? Shut your fat fucking mouth. How about that? Quit trying to fight with me so hard. You know? If this bothers you, you shouldn't have come in the goddamn chat. You know, watch it after I upload it. Like a little cuck bitch. How about that? Alright? Is that what you want, motherfucker? He's angling. He's angling right now, folks. He's angling. I don't give a fuck. It's like I said before, it's not like he's supportive of the show and pops in all the time like he used to. Dude, you used to come to every show. Now I see you once a month, maybe. So, like, you've lost all of your credit here. It's all been spent. And especially as soon as you came in here and started talking shit to me. I came in here to have fun and make fun of this fucking geezer fuck, you know, and this cunt is the president of the United States, okay? He could take as much heat as people want to give him. And he doesn't need you fucking defending him, you know? Severing all the bridges that you've crossed. Go ahead, burn your bridges, motherfucker. Go ahead, you know? Be my guest. JoeH says, BJ needs to scram, I have a headache. Well, that's the last thing I want, is my good friend JoeH to have a headache from some old, used up fucking audience member that never comes to my fucking show anymore anyway. You know what I mean? You're much more important to me, Joe. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you. You've been an active part. You haven't been here as long as BJ, bro, but you made up for it 1,000 times over what he did, which was he used to just come in and participate. You know, never saw him on fucking Twitter. Never a retweet from that motherfucker. You know, no support anywhere else. Just whenever it was convenient for him, he'd pop in. Yeah. I got you, BJ. I got you, bro. All right. For everybody else, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism for all, because that's why you're all probably here. Hey, who's going to be the first person to tell me that the video stopped playing? Cheers. I'm not worthy. Eddie. Video stop playing. Drop the hammer. No, I'm not banning him. He's suffering enough. He makes his own suffering, you know. I don't have to do anything. He suffers enough on his own. That's unfortunately the rationalization I have with a lot of people. Denise Osgood Rhodes, take a hit for me. I will. This next one's going to be a dab. We got a Joe down. Hey, we got a Joe down. We got a Joe down over here. We got a Joe down. Oops. Dope. Boom. Whoopsie daisy. Oopsie. I wonder what they say every time he makes, you know, he falls over. Chris Meadows, how does he fall on a bike just standing there? Dude, that's my whole point, man. The guy is not together. I wonder how hurt he got from that fall. You know, he put his right hand up. But it's like he's so stupid he doesn't even have his equilibrium. He doesn't even realize he's falling. Keeps his hand on as he's falling, keeps his hand on the handlebar while he's falling over. He has no idea what's going on. And Jimmy Dore says this all the time. He says the man is incoherent. Now, in all honesty, if you go and you watch the interview that he just did on late night TV, he spoke beautifully, actually. I might not agree with anything he said, but he conveyed his messages really well. We watched it on this show. And he made sense. And I was like, Jackson Hinkle, Kurt Metzger, and Jimmy Dore, isn't that kind of weird that you don't want to show him making any sense? You only want to show the 3 seconds of him making, a little boo-boo on there. No. I don't find that an appropriate attack on the president. I think you have to be honest and say, he might still have some coherency left. But the fact that he fails from time to time, that's a fucking huge red flag when you're the president of the United States, because you don't know how bad it is. You don't know what the progression is of it. You're not at home with him watching it every day getting worse and worse and worse. He lost his keys. He doesn't know what keys are. At what point does he not know what the word keys means? You don't know when that moment's going to come. And that's fucking scary. When you're getting up in that age, you don't know. Some people, they have clarity until the day they die at 110 years old. Other people, like my father, they lose their faculties, man. It just happens. You can look really strong. You can be really healthy and eat all the right foods. Your body can still just break. Whose idea? Lenny says, whose idea was it to let that old fool ride a bike? Kamala? I bet it was. I call her Scamala now. Do you like that? Scamala. Oh, we've got the greatest sanctions. We've got such great sanctions. The eagle has fallen. I repeat, the eagle has fallen. Eddie, yes. Eagle has fallen. I repeat, the eagle has fallen. Breaker, breaker. Eagle has fallen. Breaker, eagle has fallen. I repeat, the eagle has fallen. Out. Wonder if he can even hit the toilet bowl. I've been around. You have been around, haven't you? Eddie Haynes, I wonder, okay, if he uses a lift to get out of bed. I don't know. Camel. Scott Jinman. Hello, Nay, and all trendies. What's up, Jinman? How's it going? Just sitting here enjoying the view. La 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 la. It's funny. I play a couple of videos of Joe Biden falling over repeatedly on stairs, on a bicycle, and everybody wants to come hang out all of a sudden. Awesome. Hey, man, let's smoke, shall we? Maybe some bong rips. Maybe some jokes and some laughter time. I don't know. I got no plans. What about y'all? Let's do this. Hey, he's got the creaky. I hope he has been drinking his Ensure. Hey, I remember there was a time in my life when I drank Ensure. When I first moved to California, I started buying Ensure. I remember that. It was in California, I think. It may have been in Florida. And it turns out that stuff made me really fat. Cheers, guys. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't tisms for all. It is 710. How dare me? Who do I think you people are? Doormats to just be waved around to knock the dirt off of from time to time? No, man. You guys are like comforters, man, that you can just snuggle up with and chill with. You got to wash them in the washing machine, in the dryer. Sometimes you got to remove the stuffing inside, and just wash that zipper jacket. But it's cool. You guys are wash and wear, man. I love you guys. Cheers. So smooth. That makes a difference when you go through several chambers like that. I mean, do you guys think it's cool that I figured out how to get videos to loop on my software for you guys? This is like a whole new thing. You notice this? I've never had this before. And now I finally figured it out. Let's make fun of old people. Or let's make fun of whites. Or let's make fun of bicyclists. Or let's make fun of people that wear white hats. Or let's make fun of people who wear gloves. Or let's make fun of people who wear t-shirts. Do you see where I'm going with this, BJ Butts? We're making fun of him because he's the president of the United States, not because he's an old man. We're making fun of him because he's the president of the United States and he's in no condition to be leading the country. You know, we're pointing it out. We're showing that it was a poor decision, and we're highlighting it. Get the fuck over it, man. Who the fuck pissed in your fucking corn pops this morning, bitch? Corn pops. Corn pop! Corn pop! Dude, best unintended reference ever. That was the best pun ever. I totally didn't mean it. Pun unintended. Pun totally unintended. And yet, there it was. I set it up and I didn't even realize it. I just spiked the ball with a blindfold on. The blindfold being my stupidity. Could you imagine Trump on a bicycle? Oh my God. No, not at all, bro. I mean, but then again, the motherfucker can hit a golf ball. I'll give him that. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. You know, swinging a golf club ain't and hitting the ball, you know, and not overdoing it and getting it just right and getting the finesse on it and getting a good golf swing and all that shit is physically challenging. It's not easy. I can't do it that well. I mean, I've golfed before, but I would never be able to golf as good as Donald Trump does, I guarantee you. I mean, I've never cheated at golf, but I'm sure that even if he didn't cheat, he'd be out driving me, he'd be out putting me. He's probably better at all of it than me. You know, so not that I'm here to defend Donald Trump's physicality, but I am here to say he can definitely do that, and I definitely can't do it. I can't drive a fucking ball straight 200 yards. I bet he can. I bet he drives further than 200. You know? So, well, he might be smart enough to know he shouldn't be on a fucking bicycle because he's a fat-ass motherfucker. He can drive a fucking golf ball. Oh, and that's another thing, Jinmin. He lives at a golf course. Yeah, that's right. He lives in Florida on a golf course. And let me tell you, it's one of the most fantastic golf courses ever. You're never going to find a golf course as great and as bigly done as this one. I made sure that this is the greatest golf course of all time. You're going to love my golf course. It's a fantastic golf course. Is this Bernie Sanders that does this? Is that Trump? No, Bernie Sanders does this. Trump does that. Okay, I gotta get my thing back. I play golf drunk. It's fun. Can you hit the ball, bro? Watch out for alligators, right? If you golfed every day, you would get good. Yeah, I agree. But I tried golfing when I first moved to California to just work on my swing, and I immediately did serious damage to my shoulder. I did, or it was either my elbow or my shoulder. I can't remember. It may have been my elbow. But I damaged my arm, my left arm, and I couldn't golf again after that. And ever since, hey man, it's gonna rain outside. And ever since, I had these clothes because it was hot outside. Oh hi mama, hi, it's me. Yeah, it's cool. The deer's outside, guys. She's cool. We're cool. Yeah, we're cool. All right, here. Let's do this. I scared the deer when I pulled the blinds up just now. Okay, you guys ready for the fawn? You ready for some fawn action? Don't tell Jank. You'll be jerking off to my video. Alright, here we go. Shouts out to Joe, Viddy Joe. Instead of video, I said Viddy Joe. It's a Joe-yo. It's a JoeH. You see the mama here. And I see a mama and a single baby. So I think this is just one mama and one baby. This is, I don't think this is the twins. But pretty cool. They're moving on us here, so I gotta move the camera. Sorry guys, I'm sorry. I'm working on this. Here we go. Get you the best possible view here. Look how big and muscular the mother is. You know? Here's the fawn is right there. There we go. Not bad photography, huh guys? I gotta move the camera just right to get the positioning. Look at that little tiny fawn. That's a golf course right there. Oh, thanks guys. Yeah, man, the golf course. Yeah, look at my golf course, guys. Pretty nice. A little bit of mower burn there, but we want it short like that. It's cool. Hopefully those burn marks are more like where there was clover and shit. He may have sprayed those areas to kill weeds, and the grass will grow back in. For sure, yo. Okay, so... Uh-oh. Oh, the wind. The wind scared them briefly. That was funny. I thought I saw Circle of Death. It was my, that was so funny. It was the, look. Look, guys, you get the best. You get it all. You get the president falling over. You get the fawn. You get the doe. You get the stormy weather outside. We will slowly raise this. Slowly raise this so as not to scare. I always wave at the deer. Whoa, look at the baby running all around the yard. That is so cute. Oh my God. The baby's just running all around the yard. Having so much fun. Oh my God. Ran back with its mom, huh? What's it doing now? What are they doing? What are they doing? I don't even know. Okay, they're over here. There goes the baby running around the yard again. Still running around the yard, right? Look at it. Oh my God, look at the baby. Bucking around. Whoa, look at it. Look at it. It's having so much fun right now. Dude, it's running back. Here it comes. It's galloping, man. Dude, that was so cool. Oh my God, it's doing it again. It's like, look how far and how fast I can run. Look. It's like showing off. Where did it go? Oh, it's right behind me. It's right here. It's somewhere right there. It's right behind one of those trees. I'm trying to stay out of the way. It's 420, everybody. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism, tisms for all. Cheers. How am I going to do this? This bong is way too big, and I'm way too low. I might have to use my IQ. Boom. What? Baby's still there. Just chilling. Huh. If it walks through there, we should see it. It's standing like right in here somewhere, man. There's a little baby deer. I think it is right behind this post. There it is. There it goes. And it's gone. That was it. That was fun though, wasn't it? Wasn't that great and fantastic? I don't know. I love little baby deers. What can I say? And we got to see one. Oopsie. Down goes Biden. 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 Oopsie. Down goes Biden. 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 Down, oopsie, down goes Biden. It never gets old, what can I say? What can I say? It never gets old. I fucking love it. I love it. This might be on every show from now on. I might just have this running all the time. You know, and I'll have Donald Trump holding up the map that he drew the fucking where the hurricane was going to be, and he excluded, like, what was it, Tennessee or Kentucky? He excluded a state. It's like, yes, we've redrawn the districting map here. As you can see with this marker, I've shown you where I've decided the path of this. Why don't they put him in prison for that? Wouldn't that be great? For altering that it was a official document and he altered it. There's a penalty for that. Hey man, throw that one at him too. You know? I'd like to see video of that over and over again, of him holding up that stupid fucking map. Can I please find that? I'm gonna find that. just heard some noise. I don't know what it was. May have been my father. Oh, it's my father's coughing. Okay, I got it right here.
The hurricane, we got lucky in Florida, very, very lucky indeed.
Very, very lucky indeed.
Actually, our original chart was that it was going to be hitting Florida directly. Maybe I could just see that, Kevin. It was going to be hitting directly, and that would have affected a lot of other states. But that was the original chart, and you see it was going to hit not only Florida but Georgia. It could have was going toward the Gulf. That was what was originally projected, and it took a right turn, and ultimately, hopefully, we're going to be lucky. It depends on what happens with South Carolina and North Carolina.
I can't stop watching it.
We got lucky in Florida, very, very lucky indeed. We had actually, our original chart was that it was going to be hitting Florida directly. Maybe I could just see that, Kevin. It was going to be hitting directly, and that would have affected a lot of other states. But that was the original chart, and you see it was going to hit not only Florida but Georgia. It could have was going toward the Gulf. That was what was originally projected, and it took a right turn. It affected a lot of other states, but that was affected a lot of other states, and that would have affected.
So this is the point where I want to start recording that, and what I do is I go into my software on XSplit, and I hit record, and I play the video, and I hit stop, and it creates a video for me. And then all I have to do is go into my software while it's running and open up a new source, add source, and I just select that video, and then you can edit the video inside that software right there and make it however short or long you want. You can make it perfect. And then you just hit play, and you put how many times you want it to play over and over again. You could program it. Check the Bitcoin level. $18,290. It's under the Bollinger Band. Oh my God. Here we go, folks. Holy shit. That Bollinger Band is 330. We're under it. Down goes Frasia. Down goes Frasia. Oh shit. Look at Ethereum at 942, guys. Where's that put Harmony at? Harmony is still at 2 cents. Still at 2 cents. Wow. This is the low of the day, right? 265. We just hit the Bitcoin low. 258 it says. But it says up there 265. No, that's all right. That's all right. We're just talking about editing videos. How to edit videos. This software makes it really easy to do. You use the software to make the video clip, and then you use the software to edit it to make it do all this shit. So every time I bring up this page, these videos should start from the beginning and play 99 times. That's the maximum amount it'll let me play. Now it says infinite, but that wasn't working for some reason. I wonder if I select infinite now if it'll work. Play forever. Play forever. They should always play now. I should never have to restart them. They weren't working before, but now that I guess I got them going, man. Now that play forever thing's working. I don't know. I'm not going to question it. My settings are all set up right. The software was just acting a little funky before, I guess. I was like, why isn't this just playing forever? I thought it's supposed to loop forever. Now I got it. We got this. And, you know, my processor is not at 100%, which means I have room to snort at least another half a line of ultra potent super male vitality, and I can do that in the morning when I'm renovating. I'm telling you, you're going to want to check out our products at Infowars.com. By the way, did you get a chance to see my new special on CNN? That's right, me and the people at CNN worked together to produce this new, fantastic series for you. It's called Alex Jones Weekly. You're going to want to check that out. You're going to want to snort only half a line of ultra potent super male vitality before you do it. So it says today's low is 18,199, below the Bollinger Band. It's above the Bollinger Band now at 345. So 324 now. I got my eye on this, guys. You know, when I'm on this page, we've got crypto up, which is pretty cool. And I don't need to have crypto. I just make it large screen, actually, like this. And then we'll have that going price there as long as I do that. I can even move it over here like this. Kind of out of the way it a little bit more. Yeah, man, there we go. 321.30, there we go. Great, everything's working great. I'll just click like this. I can see what's going on. I can get this off the screen. All right, let's start doing the show. Shall we? Bottom of the hour, what? Psst, nobody's even trying to dab what you got. That special dabby's there, dabby dab guy. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna dab? The Jack the Ripper, King Hercules, Professor of Death in the Seven Seas, Grim Reaper of Rhyme, Hole of the Rock, eradicating suckers all around the block, rock the bells. Shit, dude. Dude, it was windy as fuck. The winds knocked branches out of the trees. There's a whole bunch of branches sitting in my yard now. Holy shit. Where did those winds come from? Branches, there's cold branches. Whose sweater is this? I think that it's Blanche's. What? I rhymed branches with Blanche's? Oh, you goddamn right I did. I fucked that rhyme up, son. What? Call me? What? I am hip, kids. You see, I am hip. Dude, that thunder outside, oh my god. It's like thunder! I take a rare dab with you? I take a rare dab with you too, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a rare dab with you, man. I'm gonna no! Fail. Idea. Wow, I have an idea. I'm going to drop this dab. Now listen, I run it down the side and the oil cools down the little glass where it is. You can see it. It cools down the glass. And if you keep running it, that glass that you're running it on is cooler and cooler and cooler. Gives you a really good hit that way, actually. Hey. Oh. I'm doing a little glass cleansing and cleaning right here. want to clean this bucket off a little bit. It's got some char. Wow, look at the smoke coming off of that thing. At this heat. Boom, fire. Oh my God, it's pouring down rain all of a sudden. Wow, just like that, it just started raining out of the blue. There we go, man. I got that bottom so hot. Oh yeah, son. Beautiful. Lightning. Okay, there we go. This will be like a 3-minute cooldown, so it's 38, 30. So at 240, something like that, I think we'll be good to go. I got that thing so hot. I was cleaning it. But I'm going to try to drop the dab down in it this time. Shirley, I would like to take you to dinner. Loud. Wow. You'd like to take me to dinner, Shirley? That's nice. Thank you. You guys know Jimmy Dore's people are asking him to run for president of the United States. I don't know if he's going to do it or not. We could watch an interview and see if he's going to actually do it, see if he says if he's going to do it. There's an interview from Savvy right here. Check it out.
All right.
Cheers, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm doing great,
wait,
all things considered.
20 more
We're
seconds.
dealing with inflation.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, great. Let me get a little closer to the thing then. Okay, let's get closer. Closer than close. That's an old song, huh?
All right, guys.
I'm way older than you, right, Sabby? I'm older than you, right? I'm about 20 years older than you.
Cheers,
Yeah.
cheers, everybody.
Okay.
No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't
I know older music though, because my parents, they used to always play, like, they still listen to, like, they don't really like new music.
Well, there's a lot of music from the 80s that could be, if you release it today, you wouldn't know. You know, like of all of Prince's stuff, obviously, that's like ageless, right?
Yeah, Prince, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles. So many people have sampled and copied the Beatles. There's a lot
I
of music.
I heard that who was that guy who was the bassist for the grunge guy? I can't remember anyone's name. The grunge guy, Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain. He said he took a lot of his bass riffs from the Gap Band. Do you ever heard of the Gap Band?
My parents listened to them. Yes. Yeah. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
So
Interesting.
when I was younger, when I was in high school and college, I listened to black music. Everybody was into Led Zeppelin, and the Rush at that time was a big band, and I hated that shit. And I was always listening to, Teddy Pendergrass and Luther Vandross, and that's when they started to do hot mixes, and so then I would always listen to hot mixes. Anyway, it's a different. So they used to make fun of me. I'm like, I don't care how much you make fun of me. I'm not going to like that shitty music.
Oh man, I didn't know that. I like some of Led Zeppelin songs.
No, I like Zeppelin. Well, I like some of it, but most of it, it's not for me.
All right, guys, my special guest tonight is Jimmy Dore. He's a comedian and the host of the Jimmy Dore Show. Jimmy, welcome back. I have so much to talk to you about tonight.
All right, okay, let's talk.
All right, so the first story, there is a big mayor race happening in LA, and I heard a little bit about it. I have a clip here that I'm going to play. Caruso and Bass are running against each other. My understanding is that Caruso is a billionaire. Apparently, he was a Republican, and then he switched to Democrat.
Just to run for mayor.
Exactly.
He was a Republican up until he wanted to run for mayor.
Exactly, and well, he's winning right now. He's in the lead.
Yeah, well, he spent $23 million.
I just saw it. Jimmy
Jagoff.
Jagoff.
$2 million maybe.
His name says Jimmy
so he's getting
Jagoff.
outspent like 20 to 1 or something like that. And so yeah, I mean, the guy knows how to make a shopping mall. He made the Grove, which was a real step up, I think, for if you're going to go to a shopping mall. It's an outdoor mall. But I'm suspicious of guys who are billionaires who then want power in government, and makes me think they want to shift stuff around to enrich themselves. Which is what almost always is the case. So the oligarchs have taken over. They all run for office now. If they used to be, they would just fund a guy, and that's how they ran things. And but now it's just they're the guy. They don't even have to worry about it. Yeah, I'm a billionaire. So what? I mean, it's like what? It seems nuts to me.
I want my mom to see how nice this is draining.
I really think Randy Newman has a song. I like a guy like Randy Newman, and he wrote, "It's the end of the empire." Mm-hmm. This is how empires end. And we're still overextending. We live with people living under every bridge in the city. We got a billionaire running for the head of it, and we're sending $40 to $54 billion to the most corrupt country in Europe, Ukraine. Hey, can we get that? Can Russia invade California or Los Angeles? So you guys would send $40 billion to help fix this place up. That would be fantastic.
I know. I have this clip here I'm going to play for people who are not aware of Caruso and Bass. So here's an update on that race.
Numbers right now, Rick Caruso and Karen Bass will face off in November. Caruso has 42% of the vote, and Congresswoman Karen Bass has 37%. Very tight. City Councilman Kevin De Leon is just in third at 7%. Let's go to Cara in downtown LA with more on this race. Good morning, Cara.
Good morning, Rachel. Get ready for 5 months of intense campaigning as these two candidates try to convince Angelenos each is best suited to tackle LA's biggest problem.
Through all that.
Also, it goes on to say, Senator Bernie Sanders, the progressive firebrand and former Democratic presidential candidate, said on Monday he would not challenge President Joe Biden in the 2024 primary and would back him if he runs. A comment that comes...
Okay, so she's asking Jimmy about Bernie Sanders backing Joe Biden. What you're seeing down there is a whole bunch of water coming off my roof, hitting that concrete slab that I put there, and then draining off next to it in a bed of white rocks. And you can see the pathway right next to it, right? The red rock. And then to the right, you could see the cedar chips. And lo and behold, because of my design, the cedar chips no longer bleed into the red rock. And it used to look so shitty. And dude, as much rain's coming down, I've totally got that thing under control. To stop. See, what would happen is that area would flood with water, and it would lift the wood chips up and float them into the fucking red rock. Iceman, what's up? I'm just showing off my drain. I made this water drain, bro, and it stops the cedar chips from floating into the red walkway, making a fucking mess, and no one would ever clean it up, and so it just would get more and more wood chips in it, So I finally got all the wood chips out of it. Now it's just red rock. It's pretty, isn't it? And all the wood chips are on this side, not floating into it anymore. I'm all proud of that. I don't know, man. It's my drainage. I wonder what y'all think about that. My drainage solution. You guys like that, or let me know. Dude, this planet is just beating the shit out of Joe Biden. It's Earth 4, Joe Biden 0. 3 on the stairs, 1 on the bicycle. Dude, that's 4 points for Earth and gravity. It's totally winning. When it comes to Joe Biden and gravity, gravity is totally winning. Oh. My point is this, guys. You might say, man, it's me to make fun of him or whatever. Look, number 1, he doesn't have to run up those fucking stairs. Number 2, he doesn't have to be on a fucking bicycle. Number 3, the only reason he did both of those things is for political reasons. Because he thought it would appear better. He'd get more votes from people. You know, you think he avidly bicycles, or does he look like the kind of guy that avidly bicycles around? Does he look like the kind of guy that knows how to bicycle? Oh, look, he's got his fancy gloves on and his fancy helmet on. His little fucking biking shorts and his fucking t-shirt. He doesn't even know how to hold a bicycle up when he stops fucking pedaling it. You know, I could show you a video of me trying to wheelie a bicycle and going over backwards on it. It's funny as hell, but I ain't the fucking leader of the free world either. I'm not trying to act like I am. And I didn't wheelie that bicycle trying to impress America and the rest of the world. You know? This is the problem with this fucking dumb cunt. This rain is awesome, man. I want my mom to see this. But I don't know where she is, and I have to open the door to get her. I'm kind of trapped in here. It's great, man. This thing is fucking great. Dude, the pattern, look at the pattern on my it looks like something from Transformers. Look at the pattern on my ceiling here. Oh, it's too dark. Hold on, I'll show you here in a second. Dude, those are the foam pads, and you know, I just set them up symmetrically. I just set them up. It's the roof, right? So there's look, it looks really nice in here now, guys. Look, that's the roof. There's the desk. Cheers up. Oh, are we smoking, Iceman? Yo, hold on, brother. I'll smoke with you. I was just trying to show people my my roof. Isn't that a nice roof? Yeah, I put these beams in for support, you know, and you'll notice that I've got, you know, the roof is right there, and it goes all the way to the corner. See that? That roof goes all the way to the corner of the wall. There's a little hole right there, and if I have one more of those pieces, man, it should go right there, man. Right above me, because there's a hole right above me. That's interesting. How is that covered? Oh, yeah, dude. I'm missing a piece, so I got to see if I got an extra piece. I don't know if I do, man. But I got to put a piece right. Look at that. There's a big hole. There's a big hole right here. I got to block that off. See that? I need another piece up there. All right. Back to JD.
Are uncertain whether the 79-year-old president should run again. I think it's a little too early. I think Biden will probably run again, and if he runs again, I will support him. So again, it's like, this is Bernie Sanders not sticking with his movement again, not holding Joe Biden or Democratic Party accountable. And he's an independent, I want to remind everyone. And this is him again caving to Joe Biden.
I want to make it clear, I am not going to extract one fucking thing from my vote or my support, okay? I'm never going to fight for anything. I will never, ever demand that Joe Biden even follow through on a campaign promise, no matter how big of a cock I look like.
It was pretty good. It was really good.
That, you know, okay, Medicare for all. He ran on the public option. They don't even talk about it. They don't even talk about it. He ran on the public option. He ran on a $15 minimum wage. It's a
CPU
joke.
high.
He's making a joke out of you. He's making a joke out of the people they're asking to vote for them. You know how you get people to vote for you? You actually do something for them. They won't do anything for the people, Savvy. They won't do it.
Nope.
Why not take $1 trillion and give it to the people? See what happens. It's the craziest thing I've ever. And you know, that, again, it's just as Chris Hedges, somebody I heard describe it that way. Like it just the gears have seized up of government. They're so corroded with corruption that they can't even function to get anything to you unless there's a huge profit for some corporation involved. Bernie Sanders will not extract a goddamn thing for his support. He disbanded. He disbanded his own. He talks about. He even now talks about we're going to build a movement. You built a movement and you disbanded it.
Yep.
You asked them to do nothing. You pressured the establishment in 0 ways. You extracted nothing for your movement. Nothing.
Well, there's something else I noticed too. He said, I think Biden will probably run again. If he runs again, I will support him. Joe Biden has already announced that he is going to run for 2024. So why do you have people like Bernie Sanders? And by the way, AOC, the other day, they were asking her if she would endorse Joe Biden. And she said, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. She wouldn't give a yes or no, as if they don't believe that he is going to run again. But I thought it was interesting that AOC wouldn't give a yes or no, but Bernie Sanders has no problem just jumping right out and saying yes. And I feel like AOC with her is theatrics too, by the way. I felt like she didn't want to give an answer because if she said yes, then she'll look bad to her progressive base because the progressives don't want Joe Biden. And if she says no, then she'll disappoint the Democratic Party leadership.
I think the donor class is nervous that Trump is going to run again and that Trump will beat Biden because Biden is so unpopular because he's not doing anything for the people. And so there's already whispers, campaigns of, you know, how do we get rid of Joe Biden? So that's already happening. That's already, not only is it happening, it's being printed in the New York Times, stuff like that. And so AOC was given the okay to say that, right? And she's not crossing anybody, right? It's not like so I'm just this is my theory. This is all my theory that they're trying to figure out what to do about Demented Joe, and they know if he has to. I mean, he couldn't get through a Jimmy Kimmel interview.
He did.
Jimmy Kimmel was like talking to him like you would talk to your great grandfather you're visiting in the home. You know, that's
Dude,
how.
I watched that entire interview. I'm telling you, we may not watched it on the show. I watched the entire interview. Dude, Jimmy reviewed 30 seconds of Joe Biden, you know, failing from that interview with Jackson Hinkle and Kurt Metzger, and didn't show the almost half hour of Joe Biden just making total sense. Now, once again, I said it before and I'll say it again. I didn't agree with anything Joe Biden said, but he was coherent. That's my point. And Jimmy has a false narrative right here. And it's weird to me that he lies about things that, I mean, I think there's plenty of ways to demonstrate that Joe Biden is failing. You know, let me give you a couple examples right here. There's other ways too, and he says some fucked up stupid shit, and yeah, I'll point that out. But for you to then say that he was handled with kid gloves the entire interview, and you know, one time he did say cut to commercial. It was kind of funny because he didn't know what the fuck he was saying. He did cut to commercial, but it was like a 30-minute fucking interview. You know, here, listen again.
He couldn't get through a Jimmy Kimmel interview.
No.
Jimmy Kimmel was like talking to him like you would talk to your great grandfather you're visiting in the home. You know, that's how he was talking to him, like, you know, how you talk to a baby, right? Like they're delicate and he's trying to guide him, and so he can't get through that. I don't see how anything. It's only going to get worse. So that's what's happening. So they're trying to figure out what the hell to do. Get worse. And they picked a very unpopular vice president also.
I agree.
It'll be interesting. Again, I'm bad at predictions. I would have never predicted the things that have happened in the last 2 years would have happened. And I certainly would not have predicted that Bernie Sanders would pledge his support and kind of turn his back on his supporters without extracting anything, and then continuing to let it happen. I mean, it's just like, why is it only like Republicans get to have people like that fight and put holds on bills and stuff like that? Why is it different people? Why is it? It's just, imagine all the shit Bernie could be doing and stirring it up and putting holds on things and getting people in the street, and you know, instead of having a fake protest for a moratorium on rents and mortgages, you know, you have a real protest. Wouldn't that be amazing? They had a real protest. You know, it's not a real protest when Chuck Schumer shows up.
Right, exactly. And the other thing too, now Chris Hedges brought this up recently. You know, I wish I would have listened to Chris Hedges a long time ago, but I feel like he was right about Bernie Sanders. Like, we just did a call-in about this. Chris Hedges was saying that Bernie Sanders, I didn't know that Bernie Sanders actually campaigned for Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So that was a shock to me. He said that, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, what if I only would have known? But he said that he feels that Bernie Sanders, basically, he captured the youth and really energize the young people, and then just basically was sheep herding them into the Democratic Party. So he said the moment Bernie Sanders decided not to leave the DNC 2016 after 2016 and run as an independent or third party, he knew that Bernie Sanders wasn't serious about his movement.
Yes, that is correct. And then he predicted how his 2020 campaign would look to a T.
Mm-hmm.
To a T, filled with insiders and people from the Center for American Progress.
I know. No, it's just one of those things. Like, I feel like if he's supposed to be an independent, how come he doesn't use his independent title, whatever you want to call it, for some type of leverage? For example, if the Democrats say, Bernie Sanders, we want to put, send $40 billion aid to Ukraine. Why doesn't Bernie Sanders come back and say, okay, if you want me to support this bill, then you're going to have to bring Medicare for all to the floor for a vote? Why doesn't he do something like that? Why doesn't he use his independent title to get something from the Democratic Party instead of just joining the Democratic Party?
Yeah, that's the big question, huh?
Nope.
I mean, all I know is how it manifests. It manifests itself in cowardly behavior. That's what it looks like from the outside in. It just looks like he's just a spineless coward who's willing to let himself be used as a tool of, empire, imperialism, and people like Joe Biden. He's in service to Joe Biden. Guess who Joe Biden's in service to? Right? He's in service to Wall Street, the military-industrial complex, big pharma, health insurance companies, and Silicon Valley, and fossil fuel companies. That's what now Bernie's serving Joe Biden, which he is. And he's pretty proud to say it. He doesn't. That's not an insult. He brags. And the most progressive president of the year. And
very progressive.
So, anyway,
as progressive
it's
as
a real
you're gonna
heartbreak.
get.
I don't know how to get through it. I had to actually. I'm trying to drink less because I can't. Drinking's not a good way to deal with problems. I mean, for short term it works, but it doesn't work long term. But yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Now would be now would be a time for someone who actually could remind people that the issues we're facing right now, or convince people that the issues we're facing right now are not left-right issues. Even though they want you to think everything is a left-right issue, it's not. It's us against them, right? And people need to realize that. They want you to blame your neighbor. They want you to get angry at your neighbor, and they want you to blame your neighbor for the pain that you felt over COVID. Meanwhile, they're out breaking rules and laws and manufacturing and doing experiments in Wuhan that nobody knew and they shouldn't have done, and then they lied about, and then they lied about that they knew it, that it probably came from there, and then they lied that they lied about it, and so people instead, and they still consider that guy who lied about it, Fauci, he was a pathological liar. He's a pathological liar, criminal. And he lied. I saw him lie to Congress twice with my own eyes. He lied about it. He funded gain of functional research in Wuhan, and of course he did. And he lied. He did it twice. So again, but if you lie at the behest of the empire, you're never going to be. There's never a price to pay, right? Just that's why that Clapper could lie under oath to Congress that they weren't spying on Americans when he knew that they were, right? And nothing happens to him because he's doing it at the behest of the oligarchy, the people who really pull the strings and run this country, the owner class, the owners, people who own Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. Why is Chuck Schumer one of the least? He has negative charisma. Why is a guy like Chuck Schumer, a guy with negative charisma, how is he the leader of the Senate? You think, and that's the kind of question I would ask myself. And then, of course, you figure out why a guy like John Boehner was the leader, and then you start seeing why someone like Nancy Pelosi is the leader. Nancy Pelosi can barely speak anymore, and she's called the speaker, and she's the leader. And I'm like, you figured out they're the ones who are the biggest takers of cash from corporations. And so they get the cash. So now Wall Street has picked Chuck Schumer because he's the most pliable, easily controlled guy there. So they give him all the cash, and then Chuck Schumer distributes that cash. Same thing with Nancy Pelosi. They look at someone like Nancy Pelosi, who's a 100 millionaire. They know she's reliable. She's in their class. She's on their team, not the workers. So they give all their cash to Nancy Pelosi. She always brags about what a big fundraiser she is, that she knows she is. And then that's how she gets control, and that's why they vote for her, because then Nancy Pelosi gives them cash to go run in their own districts. That's how this works. That's how they get control. And that's why a jellyfish like Chuck Schumer, who I wouldn't ask directions to the freeway, is somehow the leader of the Democrats in the goddamn Senate. It's because he's the biggest whore there is in the Senate, and he'll take as much cash as possible.
Well, one of the things I've started telling people is that when I talk about issues like Medicare for all, universal healthcare, whatever you want to call it these days, when I talk about canceling student loan debt, when I talk about paid family leave, I'm not going to call those left issues anymore. I'm going to call them class issues.
That's right.
And I think if we put it that way, maybe it would get across to more people, because CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, they're going to describe it as
and right-wingers could say that, right to have a firearm of any kind you think you should have is also a non-political issue. It's a class issue. It's, the poor. Hillary Clinton has bodyguards that have guns. Every president does. They're wealthy, No law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism, tisms for all. Everybody cheers. Back to Sabby Sabs. Jimmy Dore.
Which that's not socialism, but I think if we paint it to people that listen, this really isn't a left or a right thing, because if you're a billionaire, if you're wealthy, do you need Medicare for all? No, you don't. If you're working class and you're poor, you probably do, because even a lot of people I know that have health insurance, it doesn't cover everything. It doesn't cover some things. It doesn't even cover like mental health. We have people that have mental health issues, they can't even get any type of help because the insurance that they have doesn't cover mental health issues. So I think it's the framing, and I think I mentioned this last night about Bernie Sanders constantly telling people that he was a socialist, which by the way, he's really not a socialist by definition. And so people saw those issues as, oh, these are scary socialist issues. They're not. If you look at the other countries, you look at Germany, you look at places like Denmark, they have universal health care for everyone, that have paid family leave, that have real vacation where like people can
Bernie Sanders doesn't call himself a socialist, Savvy. Shame on you. Anyone in the audience? What's Bernie Sanders call himself? We'll just correct Savvy. No big deal, Savvy, but you're wrong. He calls himself a democratic socialist. Okay, and it's completely different from being a socialist. It's different.
take like 4 weeks off, that have like paid maternity leave. You talk to people in the UK, they're getting like 9 months paid maternity leave. Those are not socialist countries. And so I think that by Bernie Sanders continuing to tell people that he's a socialist, which again, by definition, he's not, I think that actually hurt some of those policies. I wish he would have described them as, listen, these are class issues. If you're working class, if you're poor, even people who will technically due to inflation now middle class, all of these issues should matter to you.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, he should have not called himself a democratic socialist. You know, he shouldn't have done that. He should just apply his policies. She's inaccurate where she's at, but she's 100% correct, and I agree with her, 100%.
What I wish people would do is remind, when people say, oh, that's socialism, I would say, we already have socialism for the rich. We already have that, right? What do you think the CARES Act was? That's socialism for the rich. What do you think depreciation is? Why do you think a guy like Trump didn't have to pay, legally not have to pay taxes, right? Because the tax code is written by the guys who benefit from the tax code, not you and me, right? Why does Mitt Romney's, remember that? Everybody would say Mitt Romney's secretary pays a higher rate than he does, right? That's right, because those are the guys who write the tax code, not you and me. Yeah, I wish people would remind people, yes, this is, I would say we already have socialism. Now I want a little bit for the rest of us, right? And don't think you don't have the money to do it. You do, right? We have enough for 1,000 military bases around the globe. But you're telling me we don't have enough to pay. Again, $40 billion that they did in the blink of an eye without any debate could have ended homelessness in America twice over. They could have, so they could just do this. So that's what I'm talking about, how it's worse than people think. The gears have so...
All right, so I am going to just step out here for a second. I've got to make an adjustment. I'm going to put this one panel in this one spot where I think it's really should be. And I will be right back. I'm going to play the video while I do it. It's just going to take me a minute. Getting out of here is a little challenging.
Hey, why wouldn't you just also at the same time write a check for $40 billion to your own fucking country? Why wouldn't you do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I say, imagine if they took $2 billion and gave $2 billion to each top 20 cities in America, right? And spend that $40 billion that way and say, here you go. You need to end homelessness, so you have to build public housing for these people, and everybody gets jobs doing that. That's union jobs, construction, that's concrete, that's carpenters, electrical, that's everything. And then you also get transportation, you get everything for that, and then you go here, and then the rest, whatever left over, you put your infrastructure. You have to build, rails or light speed, whatever it is, and it would be amazing for our country. They won't do it. No, they won't fucking do it. And the only way they'll fix it, so the only way something gets done is if there's some huge profit for a corporation in it, and they can twist the arm of the legislature to get that done. And that's it's happening every day. It just isn't happening for working people. Working people don't have a lobby. Right. And the problem with the unions get co-opted, and that's a big problem also. Like the people who run those unions are in the class of the people they're supposed to be organizing against. Yep. So anyway, I'll tell you, voting Democrat is not going to get us there. We need more stuff like Christian Smalls. We need more independent media, but they're taking independent media away, and they're crushing us. Right? Look at how they're coming at PayPal. Like they're deplatforming your way to get revenue. Right? And so this is fascism. Right? That's what when government and corporations and who is it? It's anti-war voices. Right? It's people who are speaking out against that at the gray zone. They got an email where it's clear that's what happening. It's happening it happened to Consortium. It happened to them. It happened to, I think, Alex McLeod. It's happening. So I took all my money out. I'm getting rid of PayPal, and I took all my money out, and I'm shifting people over to another way. But again, the other way is probably just as bad. It's all owned by a billionaire somewhere. And exactly. And that's the. It's funny when people They go, oh, Peter Thiel is invested in Rumble. Why would you go on Rumble? Who the fuck do you think is invested in Google? Who do you think is invested in YouTube? Who do you think was one of the original investors of Facebook? You fucking idiots. Do you think there's a good major broadcasting corporation out there? That's just some kind of fantasy. MSNBC and CNN are just as corrosive for this democracy as Fox News and whatever else you want to point to.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I'm going to show people, this is exactly why they don't do anything for us. If you're new, you may not have seen this before, but I put this on the show before. It talks about feudalism then and now, and there's two different comparisons here, medieval feudalism and corporate feudalism. And so you'll see back in the day, at the top were the monarchs, then you had landed gentry, clergy, royal ministers, merchants, vassals, and at the bottom was everybody else, peasants, laborers, and conscripts. But if you look at corporate feudalism, at the very top, you have the central bankers, Federal Reserve, Bank of Japan, ECB. Next, you have the big bankers, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Lloyd's. Corporate elite follows them, Fortune 500, multinationals. And the elected officials, they're all the way down here. And that includes the president, MPs, representatives. Right. Under them is top bureaucrats, top professionals. And again, at the bottom, that's everyone else. Most of us are down here, workers, students, and soldiers. So you need to see who is above the elected officials, and then you understand why they don't do anything for the people.
That is exactly right. And Barack Obama's entire cabinet was dictated from Citicorp. We know their Citigroup. We knew that because of WikiLeaks, and there was an email, and every one of those people that Citigroup wanted in Barack Obama's cabinet ended up in Barack Obama's cabinet. That's again why Barack Obama got more money when he ran than his Republican opponent. Again, they win every election. To think that Barack Obama was any less of a tool than his opponent, he even admitted it. I have it on video. I should play it more in my show, where he said, if you look at my policies would be considered moderate Republican if this was that 1980s. Well, it's considered that now. Well, yeah, that's just because how much shit has shifted right. That dude is considered in any way left. It isn't. Just like AOC even admitted before she got indoctrinated into the club that we have two right-wing parties in America. We don't have a left-wing major party.
And when you look at this explains why Barack Obama chose to bail out Wall Street and not the American people. Remember, we're at the bottom. We're everyone else. the banks are above him. So, of course, he was going to save them and not save us. So that's important for people to see. There's one other thing I do want to show you as well, Jimmy. So Ro Khanna was recently on Bad Faith Podcast. I will say out of all the people in DC, he seems to be the only one that's willing to go on to independent media. That's not TYT per se. And
I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
Yeah. And so I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a Senate race going on in New York State. And Nomiki from Majority Report has decided to run as a candidate, but there was already a progressive candidate in that race that was already endorsed by DSA and endorsed by AOC. And she just announced, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I think I did that, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, she announced that she's running in that same district. So now they are going to be splitting the progressive vote. So the joke is, we were told we're the ones that's dividing the left, and here you have the same person who was saying that, who is physically dividing the left right now. Not kidding.
Yeah, that's a funny story, isn't it?
So Ro Khanna came on to Bad Faith, and props to Bree, because she asked him about that, and I want you to hear his response, because I do hear, of course, there's some hypocrisy in his response. So I'm gonna play this.
The left has been curious about your decision to weigh in on the New York Senate race, where the DSA endorsed candidate Kristen Gonzalez has a new challenger in the form of Nomiki Konst, who is, herself, embedded in the left media world, has previously run for public advocate in New York, and is known to many in this arena. She was part of a community on the left that was very critical of the Force the Vote movement, largely because it was considered to be divisive, that it was dividing the left. And now some people are saying that she's doing the same by entering this race where there was a clear progressive candidate. You have endorsed Nomiki Konst, and I will also know, on a personal note, one of the first articles I ever covered for The Intercept was about your endorsement of Joe Crowley over AOC back in the day, and then the revised kind of dual endorsement. So what has caused you to weigh in this race, and why Nomiki?
Yeah, well, for the AOC thing, I'm proud I'm the only member who actually did endorse her. That race, a dual endorsement by admission, but I did endorse her, and obviously that turned out to be a correct event given all that she's contributed. Nomiki, I've known Nomiki when I won for Congress, had a tweet that criticized me because I had beaten my conduct, and then we actually struck up a conversation and friendship, and both became huge supporters of Bernie Sanders. As you know, she's been a very strong supporter of Senator Sanders, and I got to know her in my involvement in the Sanders campaign, but also before that in calling them Senator Sanders. She started an organization that was encouraging working mothers to run for office. So I don't know her opponents. I don't know New York politics obviously that well, and I've heard only good things about her opponent. I mean, don't disrespect her. I just worked with Nomiki a lot on progressive causes, and particularly in support of Senator Sanders and some of in her work when she was at the Young Turks, and that's why I endorsed her.
So basically, he decided to endorse Nomiki over Kristen Gonzalez, who was already the progressive candidate in the race, because Nomiki is his friend.
Yeah, I'm this dude. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about New York politics. My friend, I don't know nothing. I mean, I'm just a guy. I'm just trying to do so. I got a friend. I'm trying to do a solid. I don't know politics. I don't know how this stuff works. I'm Ro Khanna.
And I think what he's not realizing here is, watching these kind of interviews, I know what's coming next. I know what's coming next is going to be, well, why didn't you endorse Nina Turner? And that's exactly what she asked him next.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the endorsement process, though, Representative Khan? Because it does seem to me, certainly in this space, folks are going to make friends, and people are going to have personal relationships. But that shouldn't necessarily translate into an endorsement, especially when, per your own admission, you're not particularly engaged in or knowledgeable about what's going on in New York state politics. And there is a candidate in the race that seems to have gotten the endorsement and support of the progressives in the state who are very engaged in progressive politics. Isn't one option just to sit this one out?
Right. It is, and usually I do sit out in most races in places that I don't know.
They really needed me to spend
and I don't just
time.
Exactly.
Like they really needed to undermine this other candidate for some reason, and so they called me in, and I'm like, I'm willing to do my part to undermine the progressives, and this is my first tipping his toe into the water of the Bernie Sanders. I'm willing to let you know I'll sell out. I mean, what the fuck? Go ahead. I don't know. You have to remember. I forgot for a while that these people are real politicians. Ro Khanna's a real politician, and let's remember the type of people who are normally drawn to politics. They're usually like me, narcissists and self-centered. And it's just, I wanted, we all want people like Ro to be better, just like we want people like AOC and the squad to be better, but they're not, right? They're at the end of the day, they're politicians, and they've revealed themselves to be bullshitters. And, they all voted for the CARES Act, and then they hide behind it. Well, they had that unemployment in it. It's just like, you can't vote for the largest upward transfer of wealth in the history of it. Did he vote for the 40 billion? Did he vote for that? Yes, he did, right? Yeah. Right. So that's and then he called Max Blumenthal freaking Russian, right? Oh, he works for RT, and that's it's like, no, dude, it's just like, oh, we're supposed to be better than them. And when you call yourself a progressive and you pose, it's just a pose for these people. And I think it's just a pose for Ro Khanna. And, and it's funny to watch. It's like her questions are such, like when she says, tell me a little bit more about the endorsement. It's like, how does she stop from fucking cracking up when she knows what she's doing, and I know what she's doing, and fucking Ro knows what she's doing too, right? And so it's hilarious. It's like, but I'm glad she did it. And that's the kind of, she can get Ro to say shit. That's fantastic. That's so funny. Tell me a little bit more about it. Right. So let's see what he says. I want to see. That's great. That's a great way to lead into it. That's a great way for her to lead into it. That's great. Let me hear what he says.
Was supporting Pete Buttigieg, remember, in the 2020 primary.
It's a tough situation, but you work with people on the Sanders campaign or other things,
Sanders.
And other causes, and you respect them, and it's more an affirmation on an individual than against. And by and large, let's just be blunt. I mean, unless you're Barack Obama or Bernie Sanders, maybe in some cases Elizabeth Warren, obviously Joe Biden, these endorsements don't move that many people. It's more a sense of what you stand for.
I think the fundamental question is, do you think it's advisable in situations like this? I mean, we all just saw what happened. How difficult it is for left candidates, generally speaking, in these races when they're going up against centrist candidates that are often backed by big money interests in the Democratic Party. We saw what happened recently with Senator Turner. We saw the efforts that were taken against Lee in Philadelphia with DMFI and AIPAC and millions of dollars being raised for her opponent. And so when you see a progressive have a campaign with legs on it, like we do here in New York, and there is a solidified progressive base behind her, one has to make the question, do you think it's useful for additional progressives to hop in the race and divide what is already a marginal vote in many parts of the country?
Right.
I was proud to support Lee Summers. I'm very proud to have endorsed her, supported her. I'm proud to have supported Erica Smith, who didn't quite make it in North Carolina, and other progressives across the country. When Senator Turner, I supported her the first time. I stayed out of it the second.
You guys are fantastic. I love you. Thanks for waiting around. I will see you tonight, at the 7:10 show. Bye, guys.